Retracing the footsteps of a mother she never knew, Lena's trying to make it as a dancer in the city, caught in a quarrel between dance companies dealing with love and heartbreak and the challenges of young adulthood. She must also cope with the voice in her head commenting on everything she does. So this is a visual novel. It's interactive fiction. It's let me see here. I'm already in love with the way they've done the art. They do say that over the course of the demo, you may encounter alcohol and tobacco consumption. So it looks like that is the content warning that I have. There's also a lovely stamp that says the developer assures that no generative AI was used in this indie game. Thank you. Now it says I can use controller, so we'll see what the controller is like. But it may be easier to go ahead and use. Oh, nice. Okay. What I will do is I'll turn the volume up. Everything else looks the way. There's vibrations. Ooh, okay. Alrighty. The music was quiet, and that had me, and I'm gonna go. Sorry about that. 5, 6, 7, 8. You leap. Almost every morning for years, you've repeated this sequence of movements. But your world is about to completely change. Everything that happened before was simply a rehearsal for what is about to happen. You glimpse the many variations. You know the steps, glissades, demi-pliés, and entrechats. And yet your feet seek out the warmth of familiar tracks. You imagine them, left by a mother you never knew. Before you, an inescapable chasm. Spread your wings. Spread your wings. You spread your wings. Why hesitate? You're ready to fly. You are alone, but you soar above. Here, nobody can reach you. A page turns. A grand jeté. A fleeting moment before the inevitable plunge in this life that is about to begin. Prologue. Okay, you have my attention. I am seated and sat. I'm already like, wow. That's brilliant. I also wonder if we'd chosen roots, if we would have gotten a tree metaphor as well. So, well done. Well played. Also, there's something in my eye. It's not because of the game. There's actually something in my eye, so I'm sorry about that. I'm not going to cut that out of the video later on, so you have to deal with me dealing with the eye stuff. But anyway. Prologue. Bar. You've just finished your daily exercises when there's a knock on the bedroom door. 3 weeks. 3 weeks without access to a bar, where you've had to make do with the back of a chair, which is far from ideal. 3 weeks scouring the city, trying to find a place somewhere. Then, as the panic sets in, anywhere. You know that on the other side of the door, Andrea, your landlady, probably wants to offer you a cup of tea. Again. You've managed to dodge her yesterday and the day before, but sooner or later you'll have to give in to her request, which isn't exactly unreasonable. Up until this week, she left you alone, probably because the other rooms have been occupied by a stream of tourists visiting the city. But with the arrival of September, the house had emptied out and the old lady's attention had shifted onto her favorite niece's little protege. Oh yeah, a bar. So we are very clearly a ballet dancer. So a bar is, yeah, that long line against the wall that they do the exercises against. Yeah. We're not yet at the stage where she'd come into the bedroom uninvited. Oh no, we gave her little devil horns. If you ignore her, she'll probably go away. I'm going to answer. Yes? You open the door a crack. I've made some tea and I'd be very happy if you joined me, Lena. Okay. Give me a couple of minutes. I'm coming. I'll be in the kitchen. You quickly finish getting ready, then you head downstairs. As you approach the area on the ground floor set aside for your landlady, the scent of freshly baked cookies gets stronger. You go through the door marked private and enter an immaculate, if rather outmoded kitchen. On the old gas stove, the kettle coughs up little clouds of steam. On the table, unsurprisingly, a plate overflowing with mouth-watering chocolate cookies, still warm. Andrei waves you to a seat before she pours the tea. Yep, I like it. I've been meaning to spend a little time with you since you got here, get to know each other a bit, but I haven't had a minute to myself. Now that the kids are back in school, it'll be quieter. It might even be just the two of us until midterm break. This, I believe, is our inside thought and not our outside speech. I hope I'll get a place somewhere before then. Oh, no. Okay, it is. Okay, so she understands. She understands that we are also looking for a place. Considering what Aurelia told me, it'd be surprising if you didn't, don't you think? A little bit of perseverance and you'll get there, I'm sure of it. Have you been to the National Opera? It's the first thing you'd done, and they were the first to make you understand that there was no chance. Okay, so now I'm not sure if we mean that we'll get a place to stay or we'll get a place in a dance company. I'm not sure which we mean. A waiting list as long as your arm, a pitiful chance of even getting an audition. I'm on the waiting list. Oh. Our choice definitely did something to the moon cycle tracker above. I wonder if that's depending on like the positivity or negativity of our answer. Oh, I love this. I love that I can see what we've been saying. That's lovely. Thank you so much. Oh, that's a shame. But you have to realize that places in such a prestigious corps de ballet are very hard to get. I imagine the waiting list must be very long. If I were you, I wouldn't count on that. Wouldn't it be more realistic to aim a little lower? For starters, at least. Okay. She's the one that asked if we went to the National Opera, and now she's like, well, maybe you should aim a little lower. These cookies had better be really good, is what I'm saying. Don't expect everything to just fall into your lap. Like, they better be really good cookies. You know, I've met a lot of performers. You've got to make your mark. I should know. I feel like our soul has left our body during this conversation. You know... Oh! I'm sorry, let me just... You know, things have changed since the 50s. Oh, don't go thinking it was easier for us. I've known hardship. I might have still been a child, but I lived through the war. And don't be thinking things were easy after the liberation. There was a whole country to rebuild. Did you know we boarded American soldiers during the liberation? It was amazing. They'd play music every night in the parlor. We'd never heard jazz before. You'll see there are 2 or 3 photos from that time hanging up in the hallway. Saying that, I've always had a weakness for classical personally. Saying that, I've always had a weakness for classical personally. Like you, I suppose. She lays her hand on your arm in a gesture of consolation. Anyway, you mustn't let yourself be beaten. I'm sure you'll get there eventually. You just have to do what it takes. Are you black swanning us right now? Yeah. It's not easy to stay motivated on my own. I'm not about to give... Can I have a cookie? Can I have a cookie? Hey, Green Bean Phoenix. Can I have a cookie? Look, that smile like, I don't want to talk about this. Can I have a cookie? Please? Oh, yes, of course. I made them for you. I should have offered. You should have, but instead you kept going on about how my life choices are not right and you would do things differently in the 50s. And yet you made those... You know what? Okay. Give me a cookie. She pushes the plate towards you with a kind smile. Your diversion tactics seem to have worked. I'm sorry, but I have to go. Oh, yes, of course. Don't let me keep you. You thank André and leave. Just the time to grab your bag and jacket, and a few minutes later, you're out on the street. You're glad to be out of Aurelia's. I don't often see somebody with that name, so Aurelia's aunt's house. The heavy atmosphere there is starting to get on your nerves. Yes. Ah, that and my finances. I thought I'd be fine for a few months with what I saved up and the last of Mamie's money. I didn't realize that day-to-day life in a big city would be so expensive. The price of the room is fairly reasonable, but having to eat out for every meal is costing me a packet. I really have to be careful. It feels like my savings are evaporating before my eyes. I'll have to... What's the matter? Okay. So the bottom voice is our inner, perhaps? I don't know. I felt something. Something familiar and strange. It's intriguing. You want to know more. Okay, so yeah, that is inner monologue, inner motivation, perhaps. Serving the place as a narrator. Okay. Follow your... obviously follow the intuition. You start walking again, faster, weaving through the tangle of little streets so characteristic of this part of the city. Ooh, pretty. The rain, which had only threatened until now, begins to pelt down. You huddle beneath your umbrella, determined to find the source of the strange sensation. Your steps take you, with a hook to the left and an about face to the right, toward the heart of the city. You find yourself in a narrow cobbled street which slopes gently upward, with an inexplicable sense of déjà vu. But this is an area you've never set foot in before. It's so far from the theaters and from the main thoroughfares that join the bridges. There's a guy sheltering in a doorway on your right. He's watching you with disturbing insistence. If the way he holds himself and his general look left any room for doubt, the fact that he's wearing a leotard makes it unmistakable. He's a dancer. Yeah, something brought me here and something brought me within range of somebody who's a dancer, so I gotta know. What's this funny feeling about? Hello? Hi, Poppet. Can I help you? That's a peculiar way to strike up a conversation. Are you a dancer? I can see I can't get a thing past you. Yes, I'm a dancer. You try to peep behind him, but the room is shadowy. You can't make much out. Still, it looks a lot like a theater foyer. And do you dance here? The man watches you with an amused smile. I'm a dancer, and you're not hiring by any chance. Ah, I suppose you just arrived in town? He continues before you can even open your mouth. It's funny that you found this place by chance. That doesn't happen often. However, I'm sorry, but I need to get back. Insist. Wait, are you sure? Really, I'm just asking for an audition. No, I'm sorry. Our director is very strict about hiring. He hesitates for a moment before he adds, Look, we're putting a new show together soon. Come back in about 10 days. You'll get your chance then. However, I really do have to get back. He starts to close the door. Wait! He already told us to come back in 10 days, so I can hover. What's this place called? What's this place called? The Outpost. The Outpost? You seem surprised by the mention of this rather odd theater name. Unless, does it remind you of something? Go on, scram. I've already said too much. If I get caught, my ass is on the line. And you're a dancer, so it's probably a pretty good one. This time he closes the door and you hear the click of the lock. You go back up the road, unsure what to think of the exchange. It's weird. It feels like it comes from this place. You look around, searching for the street name, but on one side the sign is missing, and on the other, rust has eaten away the enamel, making the letters illegible. Well, you'll have to remember the way. The rain hammers down. You need to find somewhere to take shelter if you don't want to be completely soaked. Your little umbrella isn't enough to protect you. You dash inside the first cafe that looks open. Before realizing your mistake, the cafe, which is in fact a pizzeria, is not open at all. Metallic noises mingled with Italian expletives come from the kitchen. You're about to turn back when a pretty tabby cat rubs itself up against your legs with a plaintive meow. Well, obviously we're going to pet the cat. You bend down to pet it. Well, this game wins. You can pet the cat. The creature rubs its head against your hand, purring emphatically. Hello! Ah, I see you've met Fangio. We haven't been able to get rid of him since my sister started feeding him. You heard about the ad, right? Take a seat. What in the serendipity is happening to us today? Enzo, there's someone here about the ad. The noises from the kitchen stop. Shikosa? Someone for the ad? A middle-aged man, rigged out in a ponytail and Hawaiian shirt, enters the room, clutching a wrench. Did we post the ad? I don't know. Never mind. The wrench goes from one hand to the other. Oh, is it? No, let me just move that. I'll just move it out of the way. Sorry about that. Thank you. Your wrench goes from one hand to the other. Then the man with the ponytail sits down across from you while the other disappears into the kitchen. Sorry about the noise. The macchina per espresso is shot. Ah, macchina per espresso, the espresso machine. Ah. I'm very, very, very slowly showing how bad I am at all of the Romance languages today. All of them. I'm Enzo. Are you here about the ad? You know, fate has led me some weird places today. But I'm not. I'm gonna be real. What ad? What ad? Aha! I was thinking we hadn't posted the ad yet. Look, hey, look, sorry, we don't open for another hour, actually. Enzo begins to stand up. Wait, are you looking for someone? Considering the worrying state of your finances, you've probably got nothing to lose trying your luck. Oh, are you looking for work? It's simple. We need help waiting tables, especially weekends and evenings. Have you ever done that? Yes, I've had several waitressing jobs, but in cafes. So, well, this is a restaurant, but it's not so different from a cafe. Aspetta. Enzo has just noticed the cat, which is perched on one of the tables and is giving itself a good wash, getting in the way of the table settings. Aslan! What? I love it. Shay Enzo. Can you put the cat out, please? He's managed to get into the dining room again. Ever since Aslan's sister started feeding it, we can't get rid of it. Enzo hesitates for a moment before asking loftily, Ahem. Tell me, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Cut the crap, Enzo. Tell her you'll take her on a trial basis. This isn't a recruitment agency. I love that. He's like, he's legit. Like, he's got the cat by the scruff. He's like, look, cat, you gotta go. Yeah, you're right. It's ridiculous. How many hours a week could you do? That's what you really need to know. At the moment, I'm free a lot of the time, but that could change. If it works for you, we'll start you off with 3 evenings plus weekends, and we'll adjust it according to your availability. Okay. Can I see your ID just to check your age? Yes, of course. You rummage through your bag and hand him your ID card. Magdalena? Just Lena. Yeah, don't say any more. No. Welcome aboard, just Lena. Enzo offers you your hand. You shake it almost instinctively. When can you start? Right away? Great. Service starts in 1 hour. Come on, I'll show you the kitchens. Oh, you mean like now? Well, there's lockers for your stuff in the cloakroom. Aslan, have we got any small size aprons left? It's the end of the shift. See? Flew by. You join Aslan, who's smoking a cigarette in the restaurant's backyard. You're exhausted. You only smoke very occasionally, but you figure you could really do with one now, too. You sit on the steps facing him. Can I bum a smoke? No. Actually, yeah, we'll see if we can bum a smoke. Aslan holds out the packet. You did really well for a first night. It was pretty intense. We're by far the cheapest restaurant in the neighborhood. Enzo insists we keep the prices affordable. So we've got a full house every night. Victims of our own success, he says. But I hope that won't put you off, huh? We really need the help, as you can tell. Aslan chuckles. I like a challenge. Just as well. Tell me, what do you do when you're not juggling 6 orders and 3 pizzas at a time? I'm a dancer. Ah, that's why you've moved here. Yes. It's not easy to make your mark in the art communities. No, but I'm not going to give up. No, it's tough, but I'm not giving up. A sigh escapes you before you can get a grip on yourself. Anyway, thanks for the job opportunity. My savings have just been melting away. Oh, it's not me you need to thank. It's Enzo. He's the boss. Tell me, have you heard about the neighborhood association? The neighborhood association? Yeah, it's called the St. Louis Circle. We rent a place on, well, St. Louis Street. There's a few activities, especially a dance club. That's interesting. Oh, that's interesting. Well, we're having a neighborhood dinner for the association's new season, 2 weeks Saturday. In any case, Enzo's closing the pizzeria to be there. And Samira's requisitioned the kitchen to make samosas. Samira? That's my sister's name, the former waitress. And trust me, you really don't want to miss out on Samira's samosas. Samira's samosas, or Samira's samosas. Samosas. Yummy. In that case, I guess I don't have a choice. I'm forced to accept the invitation. The door into the yard opens and Enzo sticks his head out. Lena? Yes? I printed your work contract. Do you want to take a look and get it signed? I'll be right there. You stub out your cigarette. Aslan gives you a smile as you follow Enzo into the office. Oh, I like the act progress across the top of the screen. That's nice. Act 1. Adage. Miss Sadier? The corridor light comes on and the door to Andre's apartment flies open. It's after midnight. You're just back from work from the pizzeria, and after a week at this pace, you dream of only one thing, going to bed. Could I speak to you for a minute, please? Were you waiting up for me? Ugh. Can it wait until tomorrow? The old lady looks outraged before she says, in a bewildered whisper, I'm worried about you. Okay, but be quick. Okay, but be quick. It's late. You haven't got the heart to send her packing, but you're not going to put up with this kind of intrusiveness either. Seeing as how you seem more interested in doing I don't know what with I don't know who, I picked up the phone and made a few calls. I've got a list for you of companies to contact. Oh, she tried to network for us. That's good because networking sucks. Thank you. You're welcome, but try to make good use of it. She holds out the list. You take it. It's late. You're keeping me up. If you'll excuse me, I'm keeping you up? She leaves you standing with your list and your guilt. Hold up. Guilt about what? I went and got a job. And yes, I have not been actively searching out dancing companies while I got a job because I need the money to survive in the city. Just ask me. Why do you come in after midnight every night? Because I'm working in a pizzeria. That's why. You know? I get it. I'm your aunt's. So you're my aunt's aunt. You're my great aunt. There we go. But still, chill. You climb the stairs, go to your room, and flop down on the bed. Aren't you going to look at the list? I just need a minute. You let out a long sigh before turning your attention to the list. Boom. And it all comes back full circle. The Outpost. Isn't that the name of the place you stumbled on the other day? Yes. I made a note to go back there and, I don't know, that name. Does it mean something to you? There are Odeons in every city. There are Odeons in every city in the country, but the Outpost, it's different. For a theater name that puts on, live productions, yeah, that is a different name. Do you think it might be a lead to your mom? So our mom, there's a whole thing going on with the mother here. That would be strange, wouldn't it? I was adopted by my grandmother a few days after I was born. There's no chance I could remember anything about her. But your grandmother might have mentioned her in passing? Maybe. I don't know. It was a long time ago now. Whatever it is, it's definitely worth a shot going to knock on that door. Yes, Andrea's written down the date of the auditions. That fits in with the info I got. When will you go? She's written that the first session's on Thursday afternoon. I'll call tomorrow to confirm. oh geez. Thursday. After losing your way 3 times in the tangle of narrow streets, here you are, looking at the Outpost. Unlike your last visit, the place seems far more vibrant, almost welcoming. There's a buzz inside, as if the place had just opened up after the summer break. You push the door and find yourself transported to an unexpected world. It is indeed an old theater, but it emanates an aura of sanctity that you can feel, almost physically. It's far removed from the modern buildings you're used to, and even the National Opera, with its gilding and Rococo marbles, didn't have this effect on you. You're so absorbed in contemplating the Art Deco woodwork and furnishings that you don't notice the two young men who ask you if you'd mind getting out of the way. You apologize and take a couple of steps back. Your attention is drawn to the clothes rack. They're moving from one wing of the theater to the other, groaning under the weight of the colorful, glittering stage costumes. On your right, a group of young women are disappearing into the corridor to backstage. They must be auditionees. On the other side, behind a box office, a middle-aged woman is checking a list. She doesn't look like your typical ticket office clerk with her stern aspect and the skirt suit that screams high-level job, but lacking anyone more amenable to talk to you, you approach her anyway. Hello? Just a moment. She probably did to you, like... She doesn't seem in any rush to answer you. 2 minutes later, she's still absorbed in her list. Wait. No, we're gonna wait. You decide to try and stay in the woman's good graces. After all, you're the one who needs help. After a long wait, she finally raises her eyes. What can I do for you? Well, I'm a dancer. I'm here for... You're late. We're about to start. Have you got your resume? Late? It's at least in half an hour before the time Andrea had written down. You rummage through your bag and place the required document on the counter confidently. There's no reason to panic. A hand sneaks in from your right and takes the paper. You turn and find another woman with a dancer's physique but middle-aged has crept in close to you. Personal space, ma'am. Also, the music making this get even more like... I like that. Her ice blue eyes carefully study your feeble list of professional experiences before they come to rest on you. She gives off an aura of authority. She seems to think deeply for a few moments before tersely revealing her decision. Follow me. Then she asks to the woman behind the counter, Lydia, could you send Arnaud to the big rehearsal room, please? Without a word, Lydia picks up the intercom. The other woman is already being swallowed up into the depths of the theater. You trot behind her, trying to keep up, and you find yourself in a labyrinthine jumble of corridors and staircases that you cross before emerging into a large room bathed in light. A man in a tweed suit with a mustache and small round spectacles leans back against a half-open window smoking a cigarette. Seeing you enter, I've been doing so good with words. He nonchalantly tosses the butt outside before he seats himself at an old, baby grand piano. Grasping what you're expected to do, you start getting ready to dance. She nudges your shoes disdainfully with her toe. You won't need those. Say nothing. I'm a dancer. Unfortunately, I am very used to doing exactly what I'm told and expecting to do what I'm told. Which really sucks for them. You're not exactly delighted to dance barefoot, but maybe it's part of the test? Unsure, you decide not to mention it. Just as you're finished getting ready, a young man enters and strides across the room. You realize immediately that it's the dancer you met the other day, who in all likelihood would be Arnaud. Deborah? Arnaud, show her the duo. Arnaud quickly explains the choreography to you. You nod your head, trying to memorize the different moves you're going to do together. His confidence and the way he takes the time to let you digest the information, checking that you understand each step, is very reassuring. Deborah comes over several times to pick you up on your position or timing. You correct yourself as well as you can. You know you're putting yourself on the line for a place in this company, the only one that's given you a chance up till now. Then Deborah signals the pianist, and you begin. Pianist. I know how to say words. like these themes as well. Arnaud is watchful, attuned. He knows the routine perfectly and does everything he can to make things easier for you. Which isn't a simple task. Everything is unusual, between the strange rhythm of the music coming from the piano, the series of movements which questions every academic certainty that had been etched into your body year after year. You and he, you waver over a fragile line between sophistication and animality. In his arms, you fly and drop with the lightness of a swallow and the power of a hawk. Deborah interrupts you, asks you to reposition yourself. You don't understand what's wrong. Her instructions are so strange and counterintuitive. It's hard to understand exactly what she expects of you, but you have no choice but to trust her. You put yourself back in position and you begin. And suddenly time twists into creeping contractions. Nothing exists but the knot and the root, chemical wedding between you and the night. Then you're ripped from the joining of worlds when Deborah claps her hands twice. The music stops immediately. Stop. That's enough. We'll stop there. Thank you for trying After the Wane. For more information, please visit us at nova-box.com. Ooh, wow. 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 I mean, yeah. I am also intrigued. That was really good. I like that the demo gave you everything to understand what you're going to experience in the game, which is, yes, you have your straightforward visual novel things, your decisions, your choices, but there's also this undercurrent of what the heck is going on. You know, is my day my normal day? Is this dance audition a normal dance audition? Is that just what Lena feels when she dances? Is that just her way of interpreting dance? Or was something else actually going on in that studio? And why does this theater that by all means shouldn't exist, why does it exist? Why is she called to it in some way? But also good for her because other good things are lining up for her. But yeah, that was really nice. So After the Wane, let me get you a link in chat again for that one. Oh, did I not post a link? I'm so sorry. I'm the worst. So After the Wane is available as a demo in the Steam store. Definitely try it out for yourself. Do make different choices than I did, if you can bring yourself to do such things. I'd love it. Yeah. Very nice. Yeah, dancers and dance consultants, because the language they're using and the animation is very nice. Okay, yeah, that's good. That's really nice. So yeah, now I do want to go back and play the demo and make different choices to see what happens. Like if I choose to root myself instead of fly over it and stuff like that. So that was really good. That was indeed cute. But also, there's a lot lurking under the surface in that game, and I'm really curious to see where it goes from here. So yeah. Hey, thanks for joining me and thanks for watching. If you want to see more of what's coming up, feel free to subscribe to the channel. And if you want to check out more videos, there will be gaming videos coming, well, honestly, as soon as I stream them and get them online. So it's been great. Thanks for spending time with me. Hope to see you again soon. And yeah, take care.